The 2025 McLaren 750S Coupe is the latest masterpiece from the legendary British automaker, representing the sharpest edge of performance, design, and driver-focused engineering in the supercar world. As we take a deep dive into every curve, bend, dial, and thrill this car delivers, it becomes instantly clear that McLaren has once again redefined what it means to create a driver's car. This isn't just a successor to the iconic 720S, it's a refinement, a bold evolution, and, in many ways, the pinnacle of what McLaren can do when it places pure driving engagement at the center of every decision. Let's begin with the visual impact, because the moment you lay eyes on the 750S Coupe, the silhouette alone tells you this is a car sculpted not just for beauty, but for air. Everything about the bodywork screams aerodynamics and balance. The familiar dihedral doors are still here, opening upwards in that signature McLaren flourish, giving access to a cabin that feels more cockpit than car. The front end is sharper and more aggressive than the 720S. With the revised bumper design and larger air intakes that aren't just for show, they feed the cooling systems and contribute to a 5% increase in downforce over the previous generation. The long, flowing body lines stretch back to a reimagined rear section, complete with an active rear wing that's 20% larger, delivering more stability when you're carving through corners at speed. Underneath that sleek, low-slung hood lies the beating heart of this 750S, a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 that now pumps out an astonishing 740 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. Mid-mounted for optimal weight balance, this engine is pure McLaren DNA, aggressive, raw, but also refined enough to deliver smooth power delivery across the rev range. Power is sent exclusively to the rear wheels through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission that snaps off gear changes with lightning precision. The result, a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 2.7 seconds. But this car isn't just about straight-line speed, it's about connection, feedback, and a sense of control that's engineered to put you in command of every moment behind the wheel. Now let's talk about weight, or more accurately, the lack of it. McLaren has gone all out in the pursuit of lightness, shaving critical pounds from every part of the car to bring the coupe's dry weight down to just 2,815 pounds. That's nearly 66 pounds lighter than the 720S it replaces. The savings come from everywhere: a thinner glass, a carbon fiber monocoque, forged wheels that are the lightest ever fitted to a series production McLaren, and even lightweight suspension components inspired by the Senna. The result is a car that feels nimble, planted, and endlessly responsive, whether you're pushing hard on a racetrack or cruising along a canyon road. Step inside the cabin and you'll find a layout that perfectly blends minimalism with functionality. The interior of the 750S is a masterclass in driver-first design. Everything is oriented toward the driver, from the digital instrument cluster that moves with the steering column to the central infotainment screen that's being reworked for faster response times and easier navigation. It's a cleaner, simpler setup than you'll find in many other supercars. And that's intentional. There's no fluff, no unnecessary garnish, only what you need to go fast and stay focused. The steering wheel, beautifully sculpted and devoid of any buttons, offers pure tactile connection. Alcantara and leather are layered throughout the cabin with optional carbon fiber trim elements that elevate the performance aesthetic. The seats are available in both standard sport and carbon bucket form. The standard versions are supremely comfortable, bolstered perfectly for spirited driving yet supportive enough for long-distance comfort. But if you're serious about saving weight and extracting every ounce of performance, the carbon fiber racing buckets are the way to go. Fixed back, minimalist, and beautifully sculpted, they offer incredible support and hold you in place like you're part of the chassis. In terms of technology, the 750S isn't about distractions. It's not loaded with gimmicks. Instead, McLaren has focused on refining the interface between car and driver. The infotainment system is improved from the 720S, faster and more intuitive, with Apple CarPlay integration finally included. There's no Android Auto, which might disappoint some, but the target audience of this machine probably won't mind. The optional Bowers Wilkins sound system is a treat, crisp, clear, and capable of cutting through the engine's growl should you want to blast some music on a cruise. But really, the best soundtrack is behind your head. The V8 sings through a newly designed exhaust system that not only sounds more feral at high revs but also weighs less and contributes to the car's performance gains. It's loud, but not obnoxiously so. There's a depth and tone to it that feels refined and mechanical, with pops and crackles on overrun that are addictive without being artificial. Driving the 750S is where it all comes together. There's something deeply connected about the way this car responds to input. It's an extension of your limbs, your thoughts. The hydraulic steering, a rarity in today's electric assist age, provides divine feedback. Every bump, every camber change, every ounce of grip or slip is communicated to your fingertips with clarity. The suspension, now equipped with McLaren's latest proactive chassis control 3 system, reads the road with incredible precision, adjusting damping on the fly to keep the car stable and controlled, no matter how aggressive you're pushing. Driving modes are accessible through 2 dials flanking the gauge cluster, one for powertrain, one for handling. It's a brilliantly simple interface. Toggle through comfort, sport, and track, and you'll feel the car transform in real time. Comfort mode actually lives up to its name, softening the suspension and muting throttle response to make the 750S a surprisingly livable daily driver. Sport sharpens everything, giving you more bite, more feedback, more attack. Track unleashes the full fury, sharpening gear shifts, tightening the suspension, and turning this into a bona fide race car for the road. One of the standout features is the variable drift control system, which allows you to adjust how much oversteer you want in track mode. It's not just a traction control toggle, it's a dial that gives you precise control over the car's slip angle, letting you explore the limits in a safer, more controlled way. It's one of those features that encourages you to become a better driver, rewarding skill without punishing experimentation. Braking performance is equally impressive, thanks to standard carbon ceramic discs paired with lightweight aluminum calipers. The stopping power is immense, fade-resistant, and endlessly reassuring, even after repeated hard stops. Whether you're trail braking into a hairpin or slamming the pedal at 180 miles per hour on a straight, the 750S stops with absolute authority. The visibility, surprisingly, is excellent for a car of this caliber, thanks to the low cowl, slim A-pillars, and wide rear glass. You get a clear view of your surroundings, which makes driving in city traffic or tight parking garages far less stressful than in many rivals. And for those tight spots, you've got a full suite of parking sensors and an optional 360-degree camera system that actually works very well. A huge help when maneuvering this low-slung supercar around curbs and concrete. Let's talk about customization, because McLaren's MSO, McLaren Special Operations, division allows you to personalize virtually every inch of this car, from bespoke paint colors to unique carbon fiber weaves and even etched details in the interior trim. Your 750S can be as individual as your fingerprint, whether you want a stealthy monochrome look or a bold, retina-searing orange with exposed carbon accents. MSO makes it happen. Even the brake calipers, wheel designs, and seat stitching can be customized to match your taste. Fuel efficiency isn't the focus here, but for those curious, the 750S returns about 15 miles per gallon in the city and up to 22 on the highway, which is actually quite decent given the performance envelope. Of course, you don't buy a McLaren for its eco-credentials, but it's worth noting that McLaren's work with lighter weight and improved aerodynamics does pay off with real-world efficiency improvements over heavier rivals. Ride quality, too, is something that often surprises new McLaren owners. Thanks to the clever suspension and lightweight chassis, the 750S glides over imperfect roads with the smoothness that defies its performance capabilities. It's compliant, composed, and never harsh, even in sport mode. The ride remains livable. McLaren's ability to blend handling sharpness with real-world comfort is perhaps one of the brand's most underrated strengths. In traffic or on a long drive, the 750S settles into a surprisingly usable rhythm. The cabin remains quiet enough to have conversations, the seats are comfortable, and the climate control system is effective and easy to use. You get just enough practicality to make weekend trips viable. Out of front trunk, Trunk offers around 7.4 cubic feet of space, enough for a couple of overnight bags or a decent grocery haul. There are also small storage areas in the doors and behind the seats, helping make the 750S something you could, in theory, live with every day. When you push the car on a twisty mountain road, though, that's when the magic truly happens. The balance is telepathic. The response is instantaneous. It's not just fast, it's fluid. It dances between corners with poised urgency, the rear end rotating just enough under throttle to keep you engaged without scaring the life out of you. The 750S is communicative, approachable, and wickedly fast, but it never feels overwhelming. It's a car that wants you to push harder, to explore the edge, to refine your inputs. It flatters you, but it also challenges you in the best possible way. Track performance is equally jaw-dropping. With launch control activated and the tires warmed up, the 750S puts down its power with ruthless efficiency. The cornering grip is immense, the aero works with you, and the stability is astonishing. Even after lap, the brakes stay strong, the engine stays cool, and the chassis remains razor-sharp. It's a testament to McLaren's motorsport pedigree and a reminder that this company knows how to build cars that perform not just for 10 minutes, but all day long. In the end, the McLaren 750S Coupe is more than just a car, it's an experience, a statement, and a celebration of engineering mastery. Whether you're carving through back roads, lighting up a track day, or just enjoying the visceral thrill of driving a machine that responds to your every command, the 750S delivers something rare: connection. It's a car that makes you feel alive, involved, and part of something bigger than yourself. It's not just fast, it's focused, refined, and deeply rewarding in a way few supercars can match. If you want this speech formatted for teleprompter use, turned into a video voice-over script with pauses and cues, or split into chapters for a YouTube video layout, let me know and I can do that too.